Hey everyone, it's PokeMarketLab back with you. It's the middle of the week, and that means another midweek market update. This week, we're going back in time a little bit, look at some of our favorite sets here. We're going to start off with Crown Zenith, one of everyone's favorite sets. It's getting lots of love, right on the cusp of going over $100 in ETB. This is the regular ETB that we're looking at here. If you remember, if we go back in time a little bit, about a year ago, even back this summer, we were really struggling to see any kind of increase on this product. We're still seeing it come in stock at large online retailers for about $50 a pop. We're sitting right at $100 a pop now, so fantastic gain, just 30% in the last month. And this is what we want from an investment. We want great products. This is one of the best opening experiences in the last 5 years. And this has plenty of runway to continue here. The only downside is we've seen some additional product come to market here in the form of the Sea and Sky Premium Collection. We actually saw these back in stock today online. These are actually holding up really well too. I think these were 40 to 50 at Costco, so doing really well themselves. It was a nice way to get packs to the market without touching the ETBs, but they did reprint the ETBs for far too long, in my opinion. Looking at the PC ETB version of this, absolutely love this. This is a beautiful way to do a Pokemon Center ETB, especially back when we did not have the stamped version of promos in these boxes. So this is a different box artwork, right? This is the regular ETB. This is the Pokemon Center ETB. You can see the difference here, the extra 2 packs instead of the 1, and the box is actually a little bigger than regular Pokemon Center ETBs. Beautiful box artwork. It's absolutely a display piece, and these have done very well with almost a 50% return in the last month, and less than 60 of these on TCG Player, sitting right at $200 a pop. Beautiful set, beautiful product. Some other stuff from Crown Zenith too is getting attention. We get the Crown Zenith premium figure collection. This is the set of 2 here. Individually, these go for about $100 a pop, sitting right at $100 market price, drying up. So if you go down the product page listings in TCG Player for Crown Zenith, everything is starting to float up in value. It's just a phenomenal set. It will be a nostalgic set moving forward. One way you can continue to get Crown Zenith is through booster bundles here. We are seeing these come back in stock periodically. We saw them in Target last week for that $30 MSRP. So that's another great way to get Crown Zenith products, because everything else is starting to get expensive. I would highly recommend, if you can get booster bundles at a close to MSRP price for this. We're not going to see them much longer. This is getting old enough. They're really not likely to reprint this. Same thing if you got a Costco nearby and you can get the Sea and Sky collection for that $40 to $50 price, I would pick it up, because Crown Zenith is fading into time here. Let's go on to booster boxes from Sword and Shield here. We're going to see a pattern where these boxes are starting to level off. They had a massive accumulation phase here. You can see that big uptick vertically, and now things are settling up. This is called the stair-step pattern here. This is completely normal. What happens is there's been so much money flooding into these boxes, and then what happens? People start looking at other boxes, specifically, Sword and Shield. People are looking at Battle Styles now, some of those other not so great sets. They're also looking again back at Scarlet and Violet and saying, okay, well, Fusion Strike's $500 a box. There's some cheaper stuff in Scarlet and Violet. That money's going to continue to bounce and back and forth between the two eras. So this is just a time things are going to settle in here. Nothing to worry about. Same thing in Lost Origin, almost an exact pattern here. Beautiful run up, and it's just going to level out here. I don't suspect any of these are going to crash as long as this market continues. All of these products, all these booster boxes we're talking about here, they're worthwhile. They have fantastic cards in them. We want that underlying base of really solid, beautiful cards, and all these booster boxes have that. Chilling Reign, same thing. Just sitting out right here at the top, going to be completely fine. This is, up to you if you want to pick up at this range. This could be a last opportunity to pick up some of these boxes before they really start to shoot up. Fusion Strike is absolutely a candidate to continue running up here and potentially push up against that $1,000 price point someday. I don't think that's going to happen in 2025 necessarily, but this is absolutely going to be second in line behind Evolving Skies. I think that's very clear. Astral Radiance, same deal. Not the best set here, but it's these are actually, compared to some other sets, there's fewer of these listed on TCG Player. Some other stuff from Sword and Shield era. We're finally getting some love on the Pokemon Center ETBs. I think a lot of this just has to come. This comes down to the product itself, right? Fusion Strike becoming expensive, and this really just being old enough that it's becoming a collectible. And there's not many on the market here. There's only 30 listed on TCG Player. Remember, these don't have anything special to them other then there's an extra pack and you have a different box art compared to the regular ETBs. But I think like everything associated with a set, eventually the cards and the packs within them, that's not what determines the price. Eventually the thing itself, the box itself, the sealed product becomes a collectible, and that's what's happening here. Same thing, we're seeing that with Lost Origin. These are starting to get expensive. So Fusion Strike box is $150 on the market price here. Lost Origins at 115, again, both for the Pokemon Center ETB version. Brilliant Stars ETBs here. If you are trying to get Brilliant Stars packs, as that booster box starts to get expensive, this ETB is sitting right at $60 on TCG Player. We have consistently seen these come back in stock at Target, so you might want to think about holding out. I don't know that I would pay $60 for the ETB right now, but the regular, if you can get the ETB about $40, I think that's a better price per pack and gives you a good entry point into Brilliant Stars. So as some of these sets continue to rise, just do the pack per pack, price for, the per pack price math and try to figure out what that entry point is. Again, if you have very, very, very little money and you can't get that booster box, the booster box is the creme de la creme, but if you can't get it, only a little bit of money here and there to get some ETBs, especially if you can hit that $40 price point, is a way to go. And they store much better. They take up more space, but they are much, much stronger to store. Booster boxes are very, very prone to crushing. Chilling Reign Pokemon Center ETB. These are finally starting to get traction. These are drying up quick. There's only 16 of these listed on TCG Player. Remember, there's 2 different versions of this box. I kind of hate when they do that. I really wish they would just stick to one Pokemon Center ETB, make it special, and then we don't have to worry about 2 different box versions here. Evolving Skies is continuing to do its thing. I think I haven't really looked into the volume specifically here, but it looks like it's just slowing down just a touch here. Probably more to do with like things like prismatic evolutions, not necessarily anything to do with Evolving Skies. And what's happening, what's crazy. So one of the concerns as we get, higher in price here is, you have fewer people in the market that are willing or can spend that kind of money on that kind of product, right? You see that with a lot of older booster boxes. So this is Team Up here. It's a $3,000 booster box. It's only sold 17 in the last year. This is really, really old. But again, my point being that 2 things happen as product gets expensive. Less people know about it. Less people have been, you lose a lot of people in the market. So the nostalgia that's associated with some of those products, you start to lose some of those people. So the demand does taper off a little bit over time. The other thing, again, there's just far fewer people that can spend $2, $3, $4, $5,000 on a booster box. And then that transaction to do that, to purchase that and sell it, becomes difficult. There's a lot more risk there. So a buyer's going to be very, very critical. A seller's going to be critical, right? To do that exchange. There's just a lot more risk in that transaction there than it would be for a $300 or $400 or $500 booster box. So Evolving Sky sitting at about $1,300 market price. And again, I think if the conditions are right here, this is going to continue to run up. It blew past the $1,000 price point. And we're starting to see a lot of other Evolving Skies just shoot up. People are looking for any other kind of reasonably affordable entry point, people that can't afford that $1,000 price point. So what you're going to see is the price per pack on this other stuff is going to get much, much higher because the entry point for the box itself is a lot less, but people aren't going to care necessarily about the per pack price. And we're seeing that across the board. We get these little 3-pack blisters here for $76. 3 packs of Evolving Skies, $76. Again, it's just a lot more people that can spend $75 than they can spend $1,000. Sleeved boosters, still a lot of these available. Over 700 listed on TCG Player, sitting right at $26. I remember my local grocery store having just shelf after shelf after shelf of these. I remember picking a bunch up, and this was when they were like $4 retail. And I'm just kicking myself for not grabbing every single one they had. What a massive turn on a sleeve booster. Sleeve boosters, if you can get them, especially as a product starting to get old. We're seeing that with like Lost Origin of Fusion Strike now. If you can see a product that's getting older and those packs, you can get the sleeved ones and you can get them for the $4 to $5 price point. It's a great way to get a small little piece of that set and kind of do it a little bit over time, the sleeved booster packs carry a pretty large premium because they're secure. You don't have to worry about, hey, someone cracked the Moonbryon on an Evolving Skies booster box. And I mean, every other pack in that box is not worth opening. There's no chance you're going to hit a second Umbreon in that box. So they liquidate those packs. They sell those packs off. So in terms of statistics, it's better to get the sleeved. And again, there's very, very little risk of tampering with these. So this is a great way to get entry to a product. The market puts a premium on them. They're easy to move. They're easy to store. So a great way if you pick them up, if you're at the grocery store, you're at retail and you see sleeves, it's a great way to spend a few bucks, get a couple packs, and you can kind of dollar cost average as time goes on. All right, a couple other things as we wrap up here. Celebrations Ultra Premium Collection. Celebrations is still struggling. The ETB's doing okay, but this Ultra Premium Collection is just really, really flat. It hasn't been elevated with everything else. I can tell you, going through both sealed and singles in this market, there is literally almost nothing that is flat or negative. It's actually hard. I would urge you to try to find stuff that's flat or negative. You can see it when you get into like the $1 to $2 cards and penny cards, but man, on this expensive stuff, almost everything is up, and this has just really, really struggled. It's already expensive. Celebrations it's a small set. It didn't have the umph of other stuff that's out there. I mean, let's put it this way, people would probably rather have the Charizard Ultra Premium Collection versus this. Speaking of Charizard, we got this super premium collection that was released recently. This is, it's not flat, but the market's it's just a weird product. There's a ton of these listed on TCG Player, over 450. This is only sitting at a $60 price point. It's got that weird figure in it, and it's got 10 booster packs. It's just odd. Like the box art's odd. The fact that it's got a figure is odd. It's just kind of weird, and the market's not really doing anything with it at this point. We've seen these blown out for about $50 at some online retailers. So take that for what it's worth. So I hope you're having an awesome week. That does it for this week's midweek market update. Make sure you get after the rest of the week. Make it count. Every second counts in this market. Every second counts in life. PokeMarketLab.